also comes a fundamental thing, which is, look, Hamas has to realize, and Hamas, not to get too much into, the
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Gridiron Sports Podcast. I am your host, Majestic Sounds, and the Dallas Cowboys have lost again in Week 10 against the Philadelphia Eagles. Hey, 5 turnovers. We ain't the Detroit Lions, so if we have 5 turnovers, we ain't coming back from 5 turnovers. And once again, our offense look lethargic. It looks stagnated. It looks anemic. It looks anorexic. It's unproductive, to say the least. Special teams is still providing offense. And that's a sad situation where your special teams is providing your offense instead of your offense providing offense. And now, let's talk about these Dak haters. Everybody hate Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is the problem. Dak Prescott throw interceptions. Dak Prescott just don't look good in this Mike McCarthy offense. But I got news for you. Don't nobody look good in Mike McCarthy offense. Did Cooper Rush look good in this offense? No. Did Trey Lance look good in this offense? He looked okay. It wasn't anything special or spectacular. So Mike McCarthy offense, play calling, sequential play calling, formational part of the play calling, the game planning part, it sucks. It's terrible. It's horrible. And before I even forget to mention this, let me mention that we got a lot of windows in our stadium, and sun rays are shining through. And now the wide receivers can't see when the sun is at a certain angle. And that's why CeeDee Lamb didn't catch the ball. He couldn't see the ball. You can't catch nothing you can't see, dog. So we got problems on top of problems on top of problems. Now let's go back to this Dak Prescott haters situation. Now y'all see, Dak ain't the problem. Dak Prescott isn't the problem, ladies and gentlemen. It's the offense of play calling. It's, I can't say this enough, the formational part of the play calling. Okay? How the plays are drawn up, all of that is a problem. The routes that are being ran and the plays that are being dialed up on third down is a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's look at the reality of this thing. You can't put everything on Dak Prescott, and we saw it this past Sunday. Dak isn't the problem. Sure, Cooper Rush didn't throw an interception, but he had 2 fumbles. So, last time I checked, a fumble is a turnover. An interception is a turnover. It don't matter if it was a fumble or interception. A turnover is a turnover. Even if you turn it over on downs, guess what? It still goes down in the stat sheet as a turnover on your offense. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listen to me. The game plan for this particular game and our last game sucked, with the exception of the 3 games that we won. The game plan sucked. I agree. We need to throw the short pass to help out the running game. It has been working. But outside of that, ain't nothing else working for the offense. Still can't score in the red zone. The defense gave us the ball right back. After Zeke fumbled, we got the ball right back. And we was in the red zone. And guess what? We couldn't score a touchdown. Still got to rely on our special teams. Shout out to Brandon Aubrey for the field goals. Shout out to Cavante Turpin putting us in good striking distance to score. But yet, all we doing is kicking field goals, ladies and gentlemen. You're not finna beat nobody that's a good team with field goals. You're not going to do it. You're just not. So we still have a problem on offense. And I get it. Everybody looking at what's going on the field. But it starts with the coaches. It starts with the game plan. It starts with the selectional part of the game plan. What play you are selecting on first and second down. And now it's third down and you left with whatever it is you left with. Whether if it's 8 yards, whether if it's 10 yards, whatever the case may be, you got to have a play that's suitable for the situation. Football is situational. And it's up to the coaching staff, the play calling, the play designer, just so happen to be Mike McCarthy, to come up with a solution. That is your job. And you're not doing a good job at your job. Thus, we're struggling. It's not all on Dak. And I had high hopes on Cooper Rush. So don't get me wrong. In Russ, we trust. But if we look back, I want to say it was 2021. On Halloween, we had to play the Minnesota Vikings. And Cooper Rush had a phenomenal game. Amari Cooper was still with us at the time, who we desperately need. But he's in Buffalo. Jerry Jones sat on his hands. Same thing with Derrick Henry. Jerry Jones sat on his hands. And by the way, Jonathan Mingo didn't play at all. I didn't even see him on the sideline. Maybe y'all did. I didn't even see him on the sideline. Now, let's get back to this Cooper Rush thing. So I don't put no blame on Cooper Rush. I can't. All the blame goes on the offensive coordinator and the head coach. The head coach call plays. I'm certain and for sure that the offensive coordinator, Brian Schottenheimer, and Mike McCarthy came up with the game plan. I'm not in the locker room with them. I'm not at the practice with them. I don't sit down and watch film with them. But common sense tells me that the offensive coordinator is responsible for the offense, and that the head coach is the play caller for the offense. So I'm sure at some point throughout the week, those guys get together. And this is the only game plan you can come up with against the Philadelphia Eagles. A very good team. And they got our old offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, whom was our offensive coordinator when we played Minnesota and Cooper Rush won that game. So everybody keep forgetting that Kellen Moore was the offensive coordinator when Cooper Rush won up there in Minnesota. Everybody keep forgetting when Dak went down in 2022 and Cooper Rush stepped in and won 5 out of 6 games. Who was our offensive coordinator? Who was our play caller? Kellen freaking Moore. Not Mike McCarthy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're left with. All the coaching staff has got to go. From an offensive standpoint, they need to go. If he don't get rid of them folks, we will continue to struggle offensively. I'm satisfied with special teams. They doing their job. The defense been up and down, but not this game and not last game. Our last 2 games, our defense have shown up for the most part. Now, third quarters, we look horrible in third quarters. You can go back and watch the third quarters of the last 2 games. We look horrible. Against Atlanta, we look horrible. Shoot, against Baltimore, we look horrible in the third quarter. We just look bad, y'all, especially offensively. But shout out to Michael Parsons. He made a difference. Shout out to Leo Fowl. I hope I'm saying your name right, my brother. Shout out to the Trayvon Diggs. Shout out to the secondary, the rookie Carson. Shout out to him. Well, he got a flag. He's still a rookie. Let's give him some grace. He's healthy. He's out there. He's trying. Let's give him a little grace. It takes rookies a little time. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give him some time. Shout out to the secondary. Shout out to the defense. Point blank. I like what I saw from Demarion Overshown. 2 sacks. I think he had like 8 tackles, something of that nature. I like what I saw out of the defense. But the offense looks horrible. And we still got people out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not forget how many people that's still injured and on the IR. Now, Dak is going to get a second opinion. Dak Prescott, that is, going to get a second opinion and make his decision. He's going up to New York. I don't know if he's going Monday or Tuesday, but he's going up to New York to get a second opinion on his injury and to see should he have season-ending surgery. So we just have to wait and see what Dak gonna do. I guess he'll talk to the coaches and he'll make his decision. And some people saying just go ahead and do it. I'm just gonna say that's Dak's decision. I'm gonna leave that up to Dak, and that's what he want to do. Then that's what he'll do. I mean, it all goes to the head, you guys. I told y'all, Dak may have been throwing interceptions, and I get it. He have been making bad decisions. Him and CeeDee Lamb been off and on as far as being on the same page. I get all of that. But Dak is the best quarterback that we have. And he's hurt now. So, all you Dak Prescott haters, this is what we got now. Y'all wanted him gone. You didn't want Jerry to pay him, and he this, he that, in the third. But he's the best quarterback we got. Somebody said he all we got, dog. He all we got. He all we got. Some stuff, Cooper Rush did come from not practicing with the first team and things of that nature. Then, we got a rookie center. We got a rookie left tackle who's actually out. We brought in another left tackle. I mean, come on, y'all. We got holes everywhere, all over the team. We got injuries all over the team. From the offense, defense. Come on. Stop it. What you expect? What you expect to happen? So I'm glad we lost. Yes, I said it. I'm glad we lost because it's all Jerry Jones' fault. Every player out there is out there because of who? Jerry Jones. Somebody help me say Jerry Jones. Go ahead and get you a glass of water and take this horse pill and swallow this pill because it was Jerry Jones who made this situation the way it is because he didn't do what he should have done during the offseason. Even the building of the stadium is a problem. And they warned him before he built the stadium that it's going to be a problem with the sun. The sun rays coming through the window. Oh, he don't care. No, Jerry, we ain't going to tear it down. We're not asking you to tear it down. But it would be nice for you to get some curtains so we can score some touchdowns. So these receivers and tight ends can see the ball coming towards them. We got enough problems as it is, man. On offense especially. And you don't want to put no curtains up. You don't want to build this stadium, the way it is. And in the area, the way it is. The measurements and the rudiments and whatever else you want to call it. You the one did this. You the one didn't do nothing during the off season. You the one didn't give Will McClay the green light to go after X, Y, and Z players. You the one decided to move from Tony Pollard when he offered you guys a pay cut. He said he don't mind taking a pay cut. You the one did this, Jerry Jones, and now we're in the shape we're in. So now I want to see what you're going to do to get us out of this situation. Ladies and gentlemen, why don't you tell one of your friends that's sitting right next to you that Jerry Jones made this problem that we have. Jerry Jones. Matter of fact, you can call one of your friends. Call you another Cowboy fan and let them know Jerry Jones created this problem. This is not a Cooper Rush problem. This is not a Trey Lance problem. This is it's not a Dak Prescott problem. It's not a quarterback problem. This is an ownership problem. This is a general manager problem. So this is what we are left with, ladies and gentlemen. Don't look like we're going to make the playoffs. Michael Irvin said this about 2 weeks ago, and I agree with him. I agree with him wholeheartedly, 100%. We're probably 9 times out of 10 not going to make the playoffs. So, Dak, if you want to get season-ending surgery, it's all right with me, man. It's all right with me, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to look at some of these numbers and call these numbers out. And I ain't going to hold y'all. I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to end this episode shortly. But Jerry Jones is the problem. Ain't no getting around it. The coaching staff, everybody, look, everybody got a part to play. But the main two things, most of the blame is going on. I want y'all to hear me clearly. This is the Gridiron Sports Podcast. And I am the host. And I'm putting the blame on Jerry Jones, Mike McCarthy. I'm putting most of the blame on. I put 60 to 75% of the blame on those two people. You may think it's unfair. You may think it's an overreaction. I think it's an accurate reaction. Because anytime you have 5 turnovers, you ain't going to win. And coaching has something to do with it. And people saying, well, the players out there, they got something to do with it too. They do. But most of the blame is, in my humble opinion, is going to Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy. So, Kellen Moore destroyed you. Shout out to Kellen Moore, our old offensive coordinator. He destroyed us. Saquon Barkley destroyed us. Jalen Hurts destroyed us. It is what it is. Bring up this screen and check out these numbers here. Look. Cooper Rush, 13 attempts. No, 23 attempts, excuse me. 23 attempts, passing attempts. 13 of them was complete. Look at this. Only 45 passing yards. Out of 23 attempts, only 45 passing yards. No touchdowns, no interception. Quarterback rating, 61.68. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. And you guys want to blame Cooper Rush for that. I'm not going to blame him for that. I'm going to blame Mike McCarthy and Brian Schottenheimer for this sorry, pathetic game plan. And then you send Trey Lance out there. 6 passing attempts. 4 was completed. Only 21 yards. I mean, man, that ain't going to get it. That ain't going to get it. So, the game plan evidently was short passing game and sprinkle in Trey Lance. That's it. That's it. Look at CD Lamb. Well, that's the rushing attempt. Let's go down to the receiving on CD Lamb. 6 catches, only 21 yards. 3.5 yards. His longest catch was a 6-yard catch. That just goes to show you, and I can go on and on. Jalen Tolbert, 3 catches, 14 yards. His longest catch was a 9-yard. Jay Ferguson, 4 catches, 24 yards. His longest catch was a 10-yard. So, the longest reception from anybody on the team, 10 yards, and then you got a 9-yard. CeeDee Lamb, 6 yards. Jalen Brooks, 4 yards. Rico Dowdle, 2 yards. I do like Rico Dowdle run game. That was pretty good. 19 yards was his longest one. And then, you know, Trick or Trey came in and got 11. We're talking about rushing. That was rushing yards there. It's just pathetic, y'all. It's pathetic. Look at the first downs. 11 first downs. Eagles had 24 first downs. Total yards, 348 for Philly, 146. If that ain't anemic, total offensive yards, 146. 49 passing yards. 49 passing yards. This was the game plan. 49 passing yards. We had more rushing yards than we did passing. Now, they did too, but, I mean, you got Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. It wasn't because their offense was boring and stale and predictable. And they weren't just using the short passing game. Rushing yards on our end, 97, almost 100 rushing yards. Ladies and gentlemen, we look horrible. There's no getting away from it. There's no getting around it. We look horrible from an offensive perspective. So, Jerry Jones, it's time to make some changes. I said this on my last episode. I've been saying this maybe my last 2 or 3 episodes. You know. Excuse me. It's time for a change. The old songwriter said, it's time for a change. Jerry, you are the person that can do it. You are the owner and the GM. I believe you the president too of the team. Time to make some changes. Trade deadline is over with. You went and got a Jonathan Mingo and didn't even use him. Not on one series. Not on one down. I don't even know if he was suited for the game. I don't even know if he was on an active for the game. Maybe on a practice squad. I don't know. I didn't see him in the stadium at all. I seen Dak, but I didn't see Jonathan. So, as I told you guys, that move was for the future. That move ain't for this year. And ladies and gentlemen, I've been saying that as I get ready to close, as I get ready to end this. Sound like the preacher. As I get ready to close, I'm about to leave you now. I'm about to leave you. As I get ready to close, I told y'all that Jerry Jones does not care enough about football at the moment. Jerry Jones does not care enough about winning at the moment. He don't care about the Dallas Cowboys winning this season. Because if he did, he would have done the necessary things that it takes to win in the National Football League. You cannot sit on your hands during the offseason. You cannot sit on your hands doing free agency. You cannot sit on your hands before the trade deadline. You just can't do it and expect to have a good season, a winning season, and the right personnel and the correct roster. It's impossible. It's impossible. You have to make adjustments. Even in regular life, ladies and gentlemen, we all know life throws you a curveball and you got to make the proper adjustments. Now, I'm hearing other content creators, saying things. They feeling hopeful about next year that, in a draft, the Dallas Cowboys are going to do X, Y, and Z. And that's your opinion. But I'm here to tell you all, ladies and gentlemen, Cowboy Nation, they still ain't going to do nothing this year. Even with this losing record we're projecting to have, we're already now 3-6. And I think next Monday we'll have the Houston Texans. So most likely we'll be 3-7. So even with this losing season, I mean, you can go and get somebody in the first round, a top 5 pick, but they ain't gonna put nobody around them. And then who will you get? Who would you actually get? Would you get a running back? Would you get another wide receiver? Anybody they get gonna have to be developed. Ladies and gentlemen, people have to understand what the draft is all about. Even when you get somebody out of the first round, they still gonna essentially be a rookie, and they're gonna need some grooming. They're gonna need some time and room and space to grow and mature and to get used to the NFL game. So I wouldn't get my hopes up too high on next year neither. Jerry got to make some changes, a whole lot of them. And I already told y'all the first thing he need to do. First thing he need to do is fire himself as a GM and bring in a real football guy to be his GM. And you can be a businessman, Jerry. Just be a businessman. That's all you need to be. And you need to bring in a football guy to be your GM. The next thing you need to do is go on and get rid of all the coaching staff. Most of them on a 1-year contract anyway. So go on and get rid of them. And I get it. You don't want to get rid of nobody doing mid-season. But we need a change. So the coaching staff don't have a salary cap. There's no cap on that. So you can bring in whomever you want to as far as coaches. And you can get rid of whomever you want to as far as coaches. So it's time. It's time for a change. So now the ball is in Jerry's court, in my humble opinion. If Jerry don't make any changes to this coaching staff, and then and the coaching staff he do get, if he do make the changes, if they don't come in and do the necessary things that we need them to do with the personnel so we can start winning, then it's all to no avail. So these changes he make got to be the right changes as well. So going to get a Jonathan Mingo, that ain't gonna help, dog. That's for the future. We need some change that'll affect right now and impact right now. And in my humble opinion, I think it's a little too late, Cowboy Nation. That's my time. I truly thank you all for your time. Be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Be sure to share this content with a friend, with a neighbor, with a stranger. And be sure to give us the thumbs up. And also share it with your enemy. And maybe y'all can become cool after talking about the Dallas Cowboys. DC for life.